Hi everyone. In this video, I'd like to take a new perspective on epilepsy. I'm making this because I have personally had epilepsy for over 4 years now, and because of the dissatisfaction of why me and what caused it, what I can do about it, and there was no answer for it, which led me to do my own independent research. I have tried different ways, as well as the insecurity, the self-esteem issues. I think I personally had a lot of them. So the people who have epilepsy, as well as their families, what they go through, I think this sort of encouraged me to do my own uh, experiments with the epilepsy, and I think that I can share something. It's because I live in India, and here the system of Ayurveda is still relevant and considered for health illnesses, and for a good solution, a good holistic solution. So I have tried, homeopathy, Ayurveda, naturopathy, panchkarma, you know, acupuncture, acupressure, herbs, Unani. Unani is a more of a Persian health system. So they had different medicines, and others such as Siddha medicine. Siddha Vaidya medicine is South Indian medicine system which works on the elements of our body, such as we have copper, we have mercury, we have iron, magnesium, all that stuff. So that is, and I was given those medicines also, and they told me what they think is wrong with me. And I even tried a Tibetan medicine workshop which happened in my city. Okay, so I think I have tried quite a few of different systems, and after this chaos of just taking medicines at the same time every day for a year and not getting answers and still having seizures, I sort of had I just turned 18 then, that I just started to explore more about it. And there was just Google search, a simple search that I did, which was that can Ayurveda cure epilepsy, and it said yes. And I think that was a very very happy day for me. So and with that approach and understanding, I'd like to propose this new way of how we can think about epilepsy in this video. I'd focus more on the solution part, but first, just so we understand epilepsy, I have this is a voiceover. However, there are more. I'd attach animation and videos and some references in here for better understanding. And with that, let us take a new approach towards this condition that we have. Let us not call it our enemy. And with this first video, I think we'd have a different understanding of this condition known as epilepsy.
There are two types of ailments. One is infectious, another is chronic. Infectious diseases are those which happen because of an external invasion. An external organism invades the system and causes certain trouble, which has to be dealt with medication. But chronic ailment, what it means is, our own body is creating the problem. The disease is being manufactured in the system. This is common knowledge that every cell in the body is programmed for health. But why would it cause an ailment? Something very fundamental has gone off balance, or there is a certain level of misunderstanding within the system itself, that instead of creating health, it's creating ill health. And we may be incubating this misunderstanding in so many different ways. When I say misunderstanding, not misunderstanding or understanding of your mind. On the cellular level, on the elemental level, there is a misunderstanding. So these things can be altered just by bringing about a certain balance in the system, activating a certain level of inner energy and accessing the innermost dimension of who you are, which is the very maker of this body. The very maker of this body is within you. When this is so, if there is a repair job to be done on this body, should you go to the manufacturer or to the local mechanic? Because the problem is being generated from within, it is very important that an inner solution is found for this. So there is that dimension of intelligence and competence within this, if only you found access to that. Health is not even something that you have to struggle with. So finding access to this has many steps to be taken. The simplest step that one needs to take is that one becomes open to the possibility, first of all. Thinking and understanding that for all the problems that I have, there is an external cause and there is an external solution is a very foolish way to approach the whole process. For ailments, chronic ailments like diabetes, hypertension, cardiac ailments, asthma, allergies, obesity, eating disorders, and many of these kinds which are all essentially generated from within, all these things can be quelled from within if only we are willing to pay a certain level of attention to the innermost dimension of who we are.
I feel this video is a lot more powerful and encouraging, and words such as the instability in the system or a misunderstanding in the system, a medical dictionary of just avoid your triggers, avoid lights, sleep on time, take medication. And in the end of the video, I'd mention some ways in which you can find out what's some signals that your body is providing, because the body is constantly providing you with signals that something is wrong. So it might be your gut health, it might be your the strength of your spine, your spine, and there are others such as your movements, the way you speak, your emotions especially, etc. So it's not just one aspect, and first when you start identifying this and working on them, then I have personally experienced this, your movements also. So once you start working on this, it's almost magical that yeah, we fix the cause, and now seizure is sort of a distant memory, because seizure is a symptom, it's not a disorder, it's not a condition. So what's the cause of epilepsy? I'd like you to imagine like a picture, an animation, that this body is a like a very powerful electric circuit and head up perfectly in all places, in various places. There might be glitches, and the circuit is not tied up perfectly, and the nerves are those wires. We are surrounded, we have 72,000 nerves. So if the nerves are weak in some places, for example if they are weak in the heart ailments may emerge. Such as also in brain, epilepsy is just one way that the brain manifests the weakness of nerves. Other brain ailments such as Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, which are a lot more worse than epilepsy.
Epilepsy or fits also is the result of poor oxygen to the brain.
A short story that I once posted on a epilepsy support group on Facebook, that you can try some pranayam and breathing techniques, and I used the word cure, and I wrote names of pranayams that can help you, and I said that you can try these pranayams and it can cure epilepsy. And within an hour I got 17 comments which said that you fool, there is no such thing as curing epilepsy. Some said that we are stuck with it for life, and some were like cursing that breathing techniques cannot work. So I figured that maybe there are people who believe too much in science, or just their neurologist, or just the system, and are not open to other possibilities.
Inside and outside of the cell are basically made up of water, with a host of stuff. Proteins, ions, and sugars. There are a whole host of charged ions and molecules floating in and around the cell, including magnesium, bicarbonate, phosphate, sulfate, and many proteins.
I also watched a lot of TED Talks about epilepsy, I saw videos of people who have invested and devoted all their life in epilepsy research. So, after reading and getting to know the scientific side of it, I discovered that usually they are more focused on the symptoms. Just like I said, that seizure is a symptom of the condition that is epilepsy. So I figured that they are more focused on like controlling the seizures, developing drugs. The money is being poured into the research of getting more drugs, or research into getting devices that can detect seizure before the seizure happens, or surgery. There was no information or how it can educate us. So if we search how anti-epileptic drugs work, there is no clear answer for that. It's a very shocking thing that it's not fully understood as mentioned here, and this cannot give me confidence enough as to what it's doing to my body. It's common knowledge also that they have just worse side effects. I feel these are the physical aspects, but there are also many emotional aspects, such as anger and posts like this, which just make people more negative towards their illness. And I feel the treatment starts with having a more positive approach towards this, which is why in the solution part, I'd like to focus more on the symptoms that the body is showing, or the solution that help fight the cause and not fight the effect, that is a seizure. So these are some causes or indicators that you can see in yourself, in your body, and I have experienced all of them, so I'm speaking from experience. And first is shallow breathing and leaked or blocked nose. In yoga and pranayam, which is one of the best ways or the things that gave me the confidence or faith that yes, I can be healed. So when I started practicing, I noticed that every morning, especially when I woke up, my nose was always congested, or I had to just clear it up before I can do my breathing. And there's no sort of a scientific thing behind it, but really, if you're not able to breathe well and the oxygen is not getting delivered to your brain, to your nervous system, to your cells, then somewhere the development might have been compromised. In naturopathy, there are very simple prescriptions, such as just sitting right, eating right. So our posture is a big part of it. Mineral deficiencies, I've seen this in Siddha Vedya system, that just substances like mercury, like sulfur, they are entirely, it's a prescription, that's all they give to the patients. Spine and neck flexibility, let us not forget that epilepsy is a central nervous system disorder, and the spine is as much a part of it as is the brain, and I do think they are interconnected. Low blood pressure, this is a very personal, very big indicator in myself. When I started noticing this, I always had a blood pressure of 110 to 60 or 55, and when I went to the clinical nutritionist, this is the first thing she said, that I was unhappy more with my skin and all the acne etc. I had. And because I had low blood pressure, I always felt that my skin looked pale, and just enough that a low blood pressure, I mean, I cannot expect my body to function if the blood pressure is always on the lower side. In fact, I have seen it being 50, 55, 60 despite doing things okay. And then I had to increase my salt intake and have coffee, and now that I do have a good blood pressure, I do feel so much better, that gives me the confidence that yes, whatever I'm preaching to you, I actually believe in it, because now my blood pressure is fine, so my brain is fine, so my body is fine, my mind is clearer, I'm better. gut health, there's been a lot of awareness recently that how diet and changing your diet has eliminated so many diseases. But I'm not gonna prescribe some diet. However, some things that I noticed was that chronically I did have constipation and overall a not so good diet. So in the healing process, that is that once we are epileptic, so once our body has a little weaker nervous system, gut health is primarily important because the time and energy that we spend on digestion, such as if you just eat before you sleep, and such as how many hours you are sleeping, are you sleeping more than 8 hours? Yes, it can be a side effect of your medicines, but it's also likely that your body is spending too much time in digestion. Some of the ways to cut back that is just not eating 3 hours before sleeping, or just not having a very heavy breakfast. There's others, but I'd say that the number one thing is never be constipated. Another Ayurvedic analogy to this is that when you are constipated, air of your body, our body has so much air in it, so the air of body is above our stomach. It sort of gets compressed to the top of our stomach, and where does it go? It goes in the chest or just in the brain, and that much air, it's like a pressure, it's like too much air at one place at all. It's chronic anxiety and nervousness. Some diseases are simply psychosomatic, and yeah, I do believe strongly that if you think that you are sick, then you will get sick. Sort of placebo works both ways, and I was always a little nervous kid, and I do think that emotionally, when I was so insecure, that must have been a major contributor in my nerves not feeling at rest, not feeling at peace. All of this triggered my body into developing this tendency or this condition. That I wish and I pray that if you could take just one thing from this video, that it is that our body is a part of us, it's not against us. We feed it the right things, such as taking care of our stomach, taking care of our brain, make sure it's restful, make sure our nerves are restful, gives the body time for healing, fasting, through other things, through breathing deeply, through pranayam, and then it will get better, it will heal.